Hi everyone, hope all of you are well and safe. Today we will be learning about how to add your project to GitHub using Git. So let's get started. First of all, what is Git? Git is basically a software versioning tool which is used to track changes in computer files and coordinate work on those files among multiple people. But the basic and most important function of Git is to allow teams to add and merge code at the same time in the same project. But there are many other things Git does really well, like it can be used to allow revert changes and create new branches for adding new features and resolve merge conflicts and so on. So moving further, like how basically Git works. Git works like this, like Git store projects in a repository. Commits are made in the project and they tell Git that you are satisfied with the new or changed code you created. New code or changes are committed on branches. Most of the work is committed on two other branches and then merged with the master branch. All this is stored in the same directory as the project, but in a subfolder called .git. To share the code with your colleagues, you push the changes in the repository, and to get the new code from your colleagues, you pull changes from the repository. So moving further, what is GitHub? GitHub is basically a repository management service. It is a service which plays a crucial role in modern software development. Git is a tool and GitHub is a service for projects that use Git. Git is basically a version control system that lets you manage and keep track of your source code history, while GitHub is a cloud-based hosting service that lets you manage Git repositories. There are different kinds of files in Git. For example, untracked files, unmodified files, modified files, and staged files. Untracked files are those files which are present inside a Git repository but never applied Git add operation on it, while unmodified files are those files which have been moved from untracked using Git add but never edited after that or have been committed after editing, while modified files are those files which have been edited the committed file or unmodified file, and staged files are those files which have been staged to commit after applying Git add operation on it. Moving further, there are various concepts in Git. So enough with the theory part, let's get into the practical implementation of these concepts one at a time. First of all, let's create a directory for our project. We can name it application 1. It already exists, so let's use application 2. Then we will move into application 2, app 2. Then we will initialize our Git repository here. So the first command is git init. It turns a folder into a Git repository. This means that any changes made inside this particular Git repository or folder is now being tracked. Then, moving further on, we will be creating a file. Let's name it demo.py. Then I will be opening it in some text editor. I will be using VSC, Visual Studio Code, for that, since I will be writing some code. Just a second. Yeah. So let's print something simple like welcome to GDG Gemo. It will be enough. Let's save the file. Since we have created some file and changes in the repository, now we can edit. Here we used git add dot. It lets us add changes in the working directory to the staging area. Here we added demo.py file to staging area. When git add is used over untracked files, then that file is moved into the tracked stage and it's staged to commit. Then if we do some changes in such a file that has been committed using git commit as given in the following command, then it actually becomes a modified file, and then performing git add turns that file into staged in commit. We will be seeing it in further, but let's continue. Since it is added, let's see the status of the repository. We can see that there is a new file created, which is demo.py. Since it is already moved to the staged area, so we can commit it. The command uses git commit -m, and there will be something useful message like a particular commit has some name, like since I have created a demo.py file, so I will be naming this commit as demo.py file created. So we can see that one file changed, one insertion, and we have created the mode xyz demo.py. Okay. So moving further, so let's do that updation part. Like, let's update our demo.py. How are you doing? Well, it doesn't, syntax doesn't matter for the time being. Grammatical syntax, of course. Then let's see the status of the particular Git repository. Here we can see that the demo.py file has been modified. So it's a modified stage file. Since it's modified, we can commit it. But before, we should add these changes to the staged area. We can do it with git add dot, or we can use a particular file name like demo.py. Then we will commit it using git commit -m message, and the message should be demo1.py updated. And we can see that one file change, 2 insertions, 1 deletion. Okay, so we will be seeing the status of the Git repository. So since we are on the branch master, we are on the main branch of the particular repository, and there is nothing to commit. Working tree client. Okay. So the command we use, that is git commit -m useful commit message. It is used to commit that particular file. The git commit command captures a snapshot of project's current stage changes. Example: total file change, total insertions, and total deletions. It is a good practice to provide some useful message since during your commit, so you can identify what that commit actually contains. We may want to upload this particular folder on GitHub. So what to do? First of all, we will be creating an account on GitHub. Since I already have one, so I will be using mine. You need to first of all register on the GitHub, then you log in, then you will proceed further. So then we will create a new repository without initializing it with README. So let's see how it is done. Repositories, new. Let's name it app1. It is available. Since we want it public, since anyone on the internet can see this repository, so we will be keeping it public. We are not giving any description right now. And no readme, no git ignore, nothing like that. Create repository. Now we have our Git particular Git repository ready. So it's time to connect our local repository to this remote GitHub repo. Okay. So to do this, we will be using the command git remote add origin. We need the repo link, which is this. We can copy it to clipboard and paste it. So we have connected to remote repo. So to check if local folder has been connected to remote repo, we will be using the particular command git remote -flag. Yes, we can see the links origin particular git repo link. What we just did is we created the GitHub remote repo, connected it with local repo. We can see it. 2 origin links have been created for fetch and push. So after connecting local repo to GitHub remote repo, it's time to push this local repo on GitHub. So we will be using the command git push origin master. This actually means we are pushing the local repo on remote's repo master branch. We will be needing our username, a particular GitHub account, password. Yeah, it's done. So we can refresh it, and here it is, one branch, and this demo.py file has been created, this particular 2 lines of code. So we have learned until now how to add your project to GitHub using Git. But now we will learn how can we clone and pull a project from GitHub into our machine. Since sometimes we need to work on some project on GitHub, take into consideration some open source project, then cloning a particular repo to your local machine comes in handy. Let's see how. Like, first we copy the repo link into the clipboard. Then we open a terminal. Let's open another one. Yeah. Then we create a directory for particular project like app3. There we will clone the GitHub project. How will we do it? The command for it is git clone particular repo link, and you can see, just a second. Oh, I did it in the home directory. Okay, still there will be. Let's move to app3. Then do the same here. Yeah, now we will see. Yeah, the app1 is cloned here. We can go over to the app1 repository and we can see the contents. Okay, so this is how we can clone a GitHub project into our local machine. But assume the case like you have cloned some GitHub repo and you are using it. But what if on remote repository some changes have been made? Okay, so how to get updated with those changes? Here comes pull, that actually pulls all the commits that are not present in your local repo from remote's master branch and gets in your local repo updated. Let's see what is the command for that. We do it by like this: git pull origin master. Okay, since it's already up to date, so no changes are fetched. Okay, you can see like here, already up to date, so no changes were fetched. But this way we can update our repo with its remote repo. Like I told you, there can be multiple people working in different aspects of a particular software. So there comes branches in handy. So now we'll be looking at some advanced commands where we will be working with different kind of branches in a particular GitHub repository. Okay, let's start. Okay, so let's create a branch. Git branch developer1. This will create a new branch. Now, if we want to switch from our main branch to this branch, we will be doing git checkout day1. Switch to branch day1. Now we have switched from the master branch to day1 branch. What if we want to switch back? We can do the same, like switch to master. And how to know in which branch you are working right now? Here, git status comes in handy. Like you can see on branch day1, nothing to comment, working tree clean. Okay, so now we know how to create a new branch and how to switch from one branch to another. We can also combine in step using git checkout -p dev2. Here we have created dev2 branch and also switched at the same time. Okay, this is a merging of our two. Now, what if we want to list all the branches and see on what branch we currently are? We can do that by using git branch. Like we can see there are 3 branches: master, dev1, dev2, and we are currently in dev2. Okay, so let's switch back to master branch. Okay, also there is a one command which comes in handy, that is git log. Git log will list the version history for the current branch. Like we can use git log in master branch and we will see the version history for this particular branch. Like we have done 2 commits. Okay, and we can see that particular message: demo py file created for the first commit, demo 1.py updated for the second commit. Okay, this is in reverse chronicle order, like the latest one on the top. Okay, we have talked about almost most of the basic and advanced concepts in Git, but lastly, not mostly, let's talk about Git conflicts. So sometimes when we try to merge 2 branches, we are going to face a Git conflict. Okay, so what is basically a conflict? Conflict is a state where certain lines in a certain file have different changes in the commits in different branches, and Git can decide which one is the right change. So how to resolve it? Basically, to resolve that particular Git conflict, all we need to do is to add it as we need it. So the one that resolves the conflict should know which line of code to keep and which line of code to discard. That way we can resolve the conflict and keep the code which we want to. Okay, that's all from my side. And also, after we have done with resolve the conflict, we can run a git commit once and we can commit the merge process as what we call the merge commit. Okay, so that's all from my side. Thank you all for watching and connecting with us today. Have a great day ahead, guys. Stay healthy, stay safe. This is Karan Gupta from GD Jammu signing off.